Hey, welcome in. In this video, we're going to be talking about transparent printing. So in this case, we're going to be using a transparent PLA from Kingroon. And this is a PLA that I've had a lot of success with. So we're going to talk about taking our prints from version 1, which was done with standard settings, to version 2, which was done with these enhanced settings we're going to go through right now. Let's jump right in. And we have our object here. And what I'm going to do is go through a few settings. But the first thing that I need to do is create a new filament profile. So I'm going to come over here, take my standard PLA, which I've used for a while. It's great. Settings. So as we're going through this, if you want to use those settings for your PLA, go ahead and still these. So we're going to click our three dots. We're going to say edit. And we're going to start by just going through some of these settings that we need to change. Very first setting we're going to talk about is temperature. So with this PLA, you're looking at 190 to 220. This particular PLA says that I should be between 195 and 210. We're actually going to bump that up just a little bit. Come down to nozzle, and I'm going to actually bump this up to 215. And we're going to set all other layers also to 215. Okay, the next step that we're going to talk about is our cooling. So we're going to come over to cooling. We're going to select this. And we're going to say no cooling for the first 3 layers. It's going to make sense here in just a second. We're going to set our layers, bottom layers, to 3. And then we're going to put our minimum fan threshold to 50%. And we're also going to set our maximum threshold to 50%. And we'll keep all the other settings the same. These are all standard settings. The third thing we're going to do is we're going to actually jump back over to our filament, and we're going to increase our flow ratio to 1.01. Increasing that flow will just help get us better layer adhesion. And that is going to be everything as far as in our settings. So I'm going to come up and name this as my generic PLA transparent. And we'll say OK. Okay, so now if I come over, I'll have my generic PLA transparent, but I will also keep all of my other settings in here. So we're going to select our transparent one. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to increase our layer height, and we're going to go to a 0.24. In this case, I am using a 4mm nozzle. If you really want a pro tip, increase this to a 0.6 or a 0.8mm nozzle and use these same settings. You'll get some fantastic results. Okay, so coming down through our settings, the next thing we want to do is we want to set our top and bottom layers. I'm going to set these both to 3 here. We'll keep our standard settings the same, and we're going to go down to our sparse infill density, keep this at 10 in my case. That's the number I'm using. And you can set your infill pattern. I'm going to set it to match what I did on the first one, just so we get a good representation of how these look together. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to come up to quality, and we are going to increase our line width. So our default line width is 0.42. If you notice on that initial layer, the reason that Bambu does really well is they have a very high initial layer width. So we're going to bump this up to 0.48. And that's going to be the setting we're going to use here. And should be able to keep everything else the same under this section. The very last thing we need to do, and I feel like this is the most important, is we need to slow down this print. If you'll notice, initial layer is 30. And then the infill is 105. We're going to keep those the same. But what we're going to do is we're going to slow down our outer walls to 50. And we are going to slow down our inner walls to 50. And we're going to go down and keep our sparse infill the same, keep our solid infill the same. Hopefully, by slowing down this print a little bit, we're going to get some better results. What we're going to do is we're going to go and slice this. And now that we have that sliced, total time is 35 minutes. For time comparison, my total time was 33 minutes. So even by slowing this down a bunch, we're actually not adding too much time to the print. And we're going to send this off to the printer. Go ahead and hit print plate. Select which slot we're using. In this case, we're using 2. And I'm going to print this. Hey, thanks for sticking around to the end. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop us a comment down below. And if you found this helpful, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We'll see you next time.